Well, hey there folks, and welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here. Time for another beer review, and we're looking at beers from a certain craft brewer. It's like the fact that I'm nearly rubbing my nipple. I'm just going to keep doing that for a while until you get really uncomfortable. I'm only joking. If you just found us here on YouTube, do give us a thumbs up, give us a like, share, subscribe to this channel. It's the Hop House, with that hoppy beer with like good house music. I'm going to leave the nipple bit in just because it makes me laugh. We are looking at beers from Vocation Brewery. Probably one of my favourite craft brewers, if not my favourite craft brewer. Don't let that think that I'm biased though, because at the end of the day, I bought these beers with my own money that I've earned. And I've got to be honest, I'm not an expert, I don't work in the industry, I don't brew my own beer. So it's all opinion based. But if you like some good beers, then that's why you're here, to see what I think of this beer. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my roots right now. So if you've looked at other Vocation beers that I've done on the channel, the very first beer I had from Vocation is this one that we're going to review now. It was on cask if you're northern, or cask if you're posh, in one of my local pubs. And then I went up to Hebden Bridge and found the brewery tap and fell in love with Vocation. Go see the previous reviews. Right then, so it is Vocation's Heart and Soul. And there it is. It's the old branding as well. Hey, see? Life and Death. Eh? Got the t-shirt. Yeah, that's their old branding. Heart and Soul. It's a gluten-free session IPA. 4.4%, 330ml can. A lot of their core range was out in the 330ml cans. This is part of a 4-pack I got from Tesco for £4. So this is £1 a can. £1 English pound of can. £1 English pound for the can in a pack of 4. Now you might be thinking, what the hell, it's a Coke size can, why would I pay a can? Why would I pay £1 for this? You probably actually pay £1 for a can of Coke these days. Don't even know if it comes in that size anymore. Branding change. So if you've not seen the other reviews yet, this is the old branding, which I think it defined Vocation at the time. So you've got the Vocation there with the little I at the top, Est 2015. All their core beers, called Something and Something, so Heart and Soul. I'm just going to show you now what we did before, their bread and butter. So this is the new branding. Again, if you've not seen the other reviews, look how it's changed. It's gone from a black can with different colour font of Something and Something to now it's got a big V on it, and it's got different artwork inside each V. So, you know what? They've evolved and changed. This t-shirt is a bit of a hybrid, so I've got the new font of the Vocation on the front, and then the old heart, what is it? Life and Death on the back? Yeah, Life and Death. Let's get it out into the glass, shall we? Right, so yeah, this is the very first beer I had from Vocation. I had it on cask, and I just remember I thought, oh, this is tasty. This is a tasty little number. Bearing in mind that a lot of cask ales are very traditional, English sort of hops. This was just one that always stuck in my mind. I think probably part to do with the pump clip as well. So the logo on it, you know, it was quite iconic branding. Again, some of the real ales, some of the badges back in the day were a bit old-fashioned-ish. So you had that on a pump clip, and you're like, ooh, it's very, very stand-out-ish. It's something that you'll remember. Right then, your beer in the glass. Got the coracle glass for this one. There's actually some haze to that. I don't remember it having some haze to it on cask, actually. But I haven't had it on cask for a good few years. Yeah, it is sort of golden. If I hold it up to the natural light, which you're not going to see on camera, unfortunately, yeah, it's got that, similar to the white IPA that we did from Aldi. It's sort of a golden to blonde colour, but then there's a bit of light bleeding through at the bottom. But again, you're probably not going to pick that up with this spotlight beaming down. It just looks like a glass of sort of golden orangey juice. Will you pick it up? There? No? Don't think you will. Yeah, it looks like a tremendous beer. Nice little white head on it. jig it about just a little bit for now. We'll do a bit more laser vision a bit later on, but look at that. It looks spot on, it looks bob on, it looks right down to the point. 4.4%, so this is their introduction, I guess, to IPAs, India Pale Ales. It's not going to blow your head off at 4.4%. You can sort of session it. I know we've done the bread and butter, which we started off with 3.9%, which is your sort of best bitter-esque entry level. Whereas I think now this at 4.4 is your new, what I would now call session strength. I could go out, if I was going out, if I was going out to a pub or going out for a day drinking, I'd probably pick something in the 4 to 4.5 region. Because I think, you know what, I can have probably a fair few pints of that throughout the day and it's not going to blow my head off. It's something that I can session. Whereas maybe a 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 traditional best bitter just might not cut it for me because it feels like maybe there's no sort of alcohol buzz there. Right, let's go for the aroma. So we'll get that into there. If you're new to this channel, this is the point where we give it a whiff, see what we can sniff. Oh man, that's amazing. Just like it was when I first tried it. It's citrusy, it's fruity. Some car just backfired going past. Oh, smells like a dream. It is citrusy, hoppy, bit of mango, passion fruit, lemony, limey, maybe a bit of lychee or something there. Oh, it's like every single one of these beers so far it's just going up the ladder a little bit more. Now, bearing in mind, right, and this is, no, you know what, I'll let me taste it before I go on to that point. I'm just thinking in my head of what I want to say. So I'll bottoms up and down the hatch, we'll give it a taste, we'll jig it around, give it some laser vision, and then there's a point towards the end of what I want to say. Stand by. Oh, right, laser vision for those that love the lacing. So we're going to see how it laces in the glass. So it basically means how it swirls around in the glass, jigs about, and then I'll sort of toss it to the side a bit. And I don't know, again, I don't know if you'll pick it up on camera, but the way that the bottom of the head, the fizz meets the bottom of the head, it looks like a magic trick. I love it. So here we go, jig, 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 jig. Hopefully this spotlight's not going to make the light do that too much. Look at that. Look at how that laces in a glass. And then when you move it around, oh my goodness. It's magical, it's sensational. Oh, it's so citrusy and fresh. And tropical and zesty and, oh. For those that think that's a disgusting sound, it probably is. But it's the way that my mouth reacts to reacts to something that really likes. It's like, ooh, it's my saliva's going, it's really going, it's roaring. It's zesty, yes, the smell falls up with the taste. It sizzles down the side of your tongue. A bit like some of the New England IPAs that we've done. It does sizzle down the side of your tongue. It's zesty, it's sharp, it's citrusy. Lemon, lime, grapefruit, maybe a bit of mango, bit of melon, some lychee, something like that. It's just, oh. And then it's less dry, excuse me, less dry than the previous beers we've done. But it's so moreish, and it's a 4.4%, but it tastes like you've had something 5% in your mouth. Not in terms of the alcohol content, doesn't taste alcoholic, but it's just in terms of the mouthfeel. It coats your mouth really nicely, and you're like, I can still feel it at the side of my cheeks as well as at the back of my palate. It's like, whoa. Now, my point I was going to say, in fact, we'll just read a little bit of what it says here. Bear in mind, this is the old branding, so I'm not too sure as to what the new branding says. So, if you're new to Vocation Brewery, it says a little bit of spiel here on the brewery, and I will read it out to you. Just purely because it's the first beer I ever had from Vocation. I should have reviewed this a lot earlier. So at Vocation, we brew bold beers and serve punchy pints because that's the way we like them. From our hilltop in Yorkshire, we'd rather set benchmarks and trends, only making beer that we're proud to put our name on. It's what drives us, it's what made us, it's our vocation. Vocationbrewery.com, you're never going to see that here, but that's their website. So it says, this is our brewery's heart and soul, created to have all the hoppy goodness of an IPA, but brewed to a sessionable strength. It's got an intense fruit salad character that comes from generous additions of US West Coast hops. A full-bodied and fruity beer with notes of passion fruit, grapefruit, gooseberry, pineapple and mango. It says it's golden yellow in colour, tropical fruit aroma, citrus fruit taste. And I can't fault that whatsoever. It's gluten-free. So if there are any people there that are celiac, you can have that. It's not got the gluten element to it. Although it does say it's got malted barley in it, so I'm not quite sure how it could be a gluten-free product. I'm not an expert. I'm not really an expert on anything, to be fair, apart from waffling on camera. But that is sensational. Now, my point I was going to get to, sorry, I've just read it on the camera. I've just come back in my mind. Is what I wanted to get at is the fact that Vocation have gone into supermarkets, and you know who are about what's happened to companies like Brewdog, Beavertown, certain big or highly thought of craft brewers that have gone into supermarkets. Now, Brewdog did their sort of crowdfunding equity for punks, and I think I've got an on and off relationship with Brewdog personally. Not well, personally in terms of their beers, their taste. Again, I don't know the guys behind it. I've never been to their brewery. I've been in a couple of their bars. Christ alive, got fleeced. But it's like anything if you go in a craft beer bar, in my opinion. That's just me being a Yorkshireman and tight, I suppose. But I think Vocation, what they've done is they've gone into supermarkets. So they've gone in, heart and soul, life and death, love and hate, then New England IPA, and various other beers that they've put into Morrison's, Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's. Don't think much Sainsbury's, but the other three. But I don't think the quality's ever dropped. I think they've expanded, and they've put something up quite recently in the past couple of days on their website that they've got again some more vessels or something. So again, increased capacity. They sort of half own this big moor between Halifax and Todmorden, and they're just expanding it into this big brewery. Well, I don't want to say big, but big in quality brewery, right? So hear me out. I think what Vocation do in supermarkets is exceptional, and I'll also put Northern Monk up there, and at the minute I'll put Salt Beer Factory up there. So these are three craft brewers that have gone big into supermarkets, but the quality's not failed. I've not had a bad beer really from either three of them breweries. I really wanted to put North Brewing in there as well, another Yorkshire brewer, but the modular, so I really can't. So those three, but Vocation in particular. I mean, the Tropical, I've got another can of it down there. I think they've discontinued that. I think that might be through bad feedback because a lot of people didn't like the Tropical. I loved it. I thought it was probably one of my favourite beers of the year, to be fair. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of point on that I just think that, going into supermarkets for Vocation has opened them up to a whole new audience But, you know, this is £1 a can. £1 a can. It's at £4 for a 4-pack. Look at it. You know, you compare that to some of the stuff that you get in Aldi, and I'll use the word stuff instead of another word beginning with S. £1 a can. Look at the quality of it. Okay, so I'm gonna rate it. So again, if you're new to the channel, I'll give it a thumbs up if I like it, and I'll play it again. Thumbs down means no thanks. Thumb in the middle means I'll drink it again if I get it bought. Thumbs up means I like it. Anything more than that is a bonus. I will give that 2 thumbs up. It is sensational. It's great on cask. It's lovely on cask because the conditioning of it is slightly different. If you know your cask beers, it really is. But I've managed to chill that down more because it's in a can, and I think colder because it's American hopped. It dumbs down the malts a bit. So, do I prefer it in can or cask? I probably prefer it on cask just because of what it is. But in a can at a cold temperature, at a price point of £1, 2 thumbs up. It probably get more. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. It's amazing. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you again for some more Vocation beers right here on the Hop House. Ciao for now, people.